Usyk doesn't speak English, but when you're in the ring, you'll be speaking the language of boxing. So what kind of message will you be putting in the ring on Saturday?
Dish, 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 dish. Has, has, dish, dish. That's the only language that he needs to know. You know, war, straight.
You say you're proud of yourself. Last year, my question brought unexpected tears from Anthony Joshua after his heavyweight world title loss in Saudi Arabia.
I'm upset, really, like deep down in my heart. Like, oh, man. Oh.
This was the first time in public AJ's seemingly unbreakable exterior was cracked, and an emotional breakdown despite the Watford man's global achievements. Two-time heavyweight champion of the world, a gold medalist. Why was it so hard for you to talk about the pride you have in yourself?
Because at that moment, it's more about what I'd lost. It wasn't about everything I had achieved.
In your own preparation.
Yeah.
I was here last time. There was the show. There was the putting on the event, introducing yourself to the American market. It seems like it's been compact now this time. Why is that?
Exactly that. Before, like, a lot of the... Look, when we go into boxing,
And both of you have very strong reasons as to why you want to be world champions. Both of you have the pride of your parents backing you. I'm sure you've both got your separate communities as well. But standing in your way to that journey, at least in this particular part, is your friend. Just how difficult will it be for you to dig deep in those final moments, knowing that you have to inflict pain onto someone that is close to you?
That exact reason is why it makes it a bit more personal, because my, so to speak, friend is the one that's in front of my goals and aspirations. But
just all the attributes I always bring, me being myself. That's what wins me this fight.
Now, when you walk out, it'd be the reverse of when you became a champion. It'd be in a huge stadium with supporters, this time, most likely on the opponent's side, simply because you're a Crystal Palace fan. Here we are at Selhurst Park. How will you overcome that crowd and still get in the zone?
Atmosphere. As long as there's an atmosphere, whether it's for or against me, I don't care. I'll be devastated if it's silent in here on Saturday night. I got into sport because of atmospheres. That's why everyone loves sporting events, why everyone loves music events. Atmosphere is everything. So as long as there's an atmosphere, I'll be happy.
Richard, you are a Crystal Palace fan. We're here at Selhurst Park. It's 100 years since the stadium was built. You will be headlining here. What will it mean for you in that moment when you walk through that tunnel and you see your fans cheering you on?
Yeah, it means a lot just to have the support from the...
Yes, Geraint, just hours from now, Anthony Joshua will be in the fight of his life in the arena behind me. AJ will walk to the ring for the first time in his career as the underdog, despite his height advantage, his reach advantage, and of course, his size advantage. It's Ukraine's Alexander Usyk, who's widely considered to be the bookie's favourite. He comes into this fight with an added depth of motivation. He's fighting for his people. He's trying to inspire them, but also to win back his belt. AJ wants to be three-time heavyweight champion of the world to secure his legacy. Both fighters are London 2012 Olympic gold medalists, so it promises to be a clash of titans. And I'm hearing today, actually, that the winner may fight here again in Saudi Arabia for the undisputed title. That means Tyson Fury could be lured out of retirement to come fight in the desert. Lawrence Okolie is the world cruiserweight champion, a remarkable transformation for the Londoner who only started boxing to lose weight. Today, Okolie fulfilled a promise to return to his family with a world title belt. Cruiserweight champion of the world. How does it feel hearing that?
No, it feels good. Obviously, it feels better now. Obviously, seeing my mum and everyone like that.
And how difficult is it for a boxer when you get knocked out in the first round, Deontay Wilder, and you go home to your family and they're seeing you on the canvas rather than with your hand aloft?
I think it's probably harder for the kids, you know. Seeing Dad lying there, of course, they were really sad when I came home.
And there will be people who doubted you before the fight. Physically, people were making memes. And what do you say to them now?
Well, we did it, you know. We did it. I still got more to prove.
A dangerous contender.
When you're retired and you're an old man and you're watching your fights back with your children, what do you want them to say about the man they see on the screen?
I wanted to see that his dad was a warrior. He always tried hard. He always gave it everything. He wasn't scared of adversity. He wasn't scared of bouncing back. And the most important thing is I never resist a challenge.
He wasn't dumb. My dad was real smart. Because my son's gonna be educated. So he'll understand the intelligence and the mindset I had while I was competing as a fighter, where a lot of these dimwits in the industry don't.
I asked you before what you want your legacy to be in terms of how your son remembers you, and you said, I want him to know that his dad was smart and he wasn't an idiot.
Yeah.
Which then put a question in my mind. There hasn't been a billionaire in boxing, but there are in other sports.
I'm a billionaire in pesos.
Do you think one day, is that a dream to be boxing's
I'm a
first
billionaire in Naira. I'm a billionaire in a lower currency than the pound.
But would you one day be boxing's first billionaire?
The first sterling billionaire. Money, that's just greed. If I got it, I would take it, but it doesn't make me. It won't make my son any more proud or less proud of who I am, if I'm honest. But you know what it is, if I become a billionaire, basically put it like this, that just means I can help more people.
When you look back to your career, that loss against Joshua in 2015,
Yeah.
if you were to speak to that version of yourself now, what would you say?
I say, idiot, go and train properly. You know, you can't fight no top guys messing around training in Brixton. Go and train properly.
So if you were in the ring with that version of yourself today, how many rounds would he last?
I don't know, man, because that person still have the junkyard dog in him.
There'll be people who doubted you before the fight. Physically, people were making memes. And what do you say to them now?
Well, we did it, you know. We did it. I still got more to prove.
And if you were to give a message to all of the young Londoners and older Londoners who weren't able to come today but are searching for what they want to do in their life or how they want to develop forward, what would that message be, Deontay?
The message I would give every ear that would listen, that never give up, no matter what.
You know, I'm not a person that cries, but there was times where whenever I saw my niece, my youngest niece, I was crying. And I was thinking, what's wrong with me? What's going on?
In the middle of the 2020 lockdown, boxer Anthony Yard told me how the coronavirus had claimed the life of his father and grandmother.
When it first happened, I didn't know how to feel.
By the end of the year, Yard had even more deaths in his family, which he says contributed to his second career loss in the ring. You were one of the few sports people to talk about not just how the pandemic had impacted their career, but the loss of your family members. Just how hard was 2020 for you?
People think it was only 2 family members. I actually lost 3 grandparents and my father. But the thing is that after the first 2, because of the kind of media attention it got, there was a lot of family members saying, we don't want to tell everybody anymore because it's too much. You know, it's too much. So I left it and I just dealt with it in silence.
But he would never have a following like Anthony Joshua.
And how does what Anthony has today compare to what was when Frank came back from America after losing to Mike Tyson? He's mobbed at the airport. Will it ever get to that level again when you were fighting Chris? Like everybody from pubs to schools to churches were talking about it.
Yeah. No, I don't actually think that you'd actually get that again.
Ben says what he likes the most about the 4-part series is being able to share his journey with mental health.
I thought to myself, as the 2-time world champion in the car, crying his eyes out.
In order to inspire more men to speak about their problems and seek help.
Without my faith, I would not be here. I would either be 6 foot under or in a mental hospital, two places, and I know that for sure.